Hello again. Today I am going to be announcing my TBR for the Tome Infinity and Beyond Readathon. This Readathon will take place between September 7th and September 21st. So it is 14 days long. Brushing Bookends is actually the creator of this Readathon with a bunch of different hosts. You have the restricted section, you have Sarcasm And Sci-Fi, Brews And Reviews, Noveltea Corner, Game of Tomes, and Don't Have a Degree in Reading are all co-hosting this readathon. It sounds a lot of fun, so I decided I wanted to participate, and I picked up a couple of books. And these are the books that I am going to be reading for this readathon. I've picked a bunch of books that fit multiple categories, so I actually believe that I am going to be completing all of the challenges with these 7 books. But let me get into what the actual Tome Infinity and Beyond Readathon is about. It's a nice little story, and I actually really found it quite inventive and fun. So basically the story is that the Earth is going to be destroyed, so you need to leave Earth. So bye-bye Big Blue Marble. It is time for you to hop on one of your ships and go to a far-off planet to escape the destruction of Earth. The rules of the readathon is you have to go to 3 different stops. So basically 3 different planets. Like I said, I decided to do all of the different challenges, and these books do fit multiple challenges. But let me get into the actual ships, because there are 1 of 4 different types of ships you will need to get on to leave Earth. Ship A is called You Are In This for the Long Haul. This is read a book over 500 pages. This is one of the only purely fantasy books that I have in this collection, and that is City of Brass. This is 530 pages, I believe, so it just squeaks over that 500 page mark. Next ship is Ship B, Mars. Is There Waiting to Be Reached? Read a book set on Mars. For that one, I picked up a book that I've been looking forward to reading for a while, and that is Red Rising, the first book in the Red Rising trilogy. So I've heard a lot of good things about this book. Looking forward to reading it. Next is Ship C, A Neighboring Planet. Read a collection of short stories. For this one, I am picking up this collection of short stories, which doesn't come through on the camera too well. It is called Wings of Renewal. It is a solar punk dragon anthology series. I'll go into this a little bit more when I have some of the planets I'm going to talk about. But this was a collection of short stories that I am going to be reading for that ship. The last ship is Ship D, and Ship D is read an author that is new to you. Most of these authors are new to me. I could pick any book there, so just randomly, there's only 1 author that I've read before, but otherwise all of these authors are new to me. So let's get to the different planets, and when you land on each planet, what the goal is. So the first planet I'll talk about is the Sun. Read a book featuring a solar-based event. Now for that one, I will tell you a little bit more about this Wings of Renewal, because this is a solar punk anthology series. Solar punk is a newish subgenre of sci-fi that goes through the lens of solar-powered creatures, solar-powered stories, and renewable energy powered stories, and they're supposed to be like more optimistic type of stories than your typical cyberpunk or steampunk. And it sounds like a really interesting subgenre that I want to read, and this gave me a great opportunity to read it. Obviously it is solar based, since it is solar punk. Let me read the actual description of this. In Wings of Renewal, 19 authors explore the exciting new subgenre of solar punk through the lens of these majestic creatures. Whether they irrigate dry terrain or serve as spaceships, or mythical beasts come to life, or biomechanical creatures of man, these dragons show us a world where renewable energy overcomes gas and oil, and cooperative replaces competition. If you love fantasy sci-fi fusion, this is an anthology you do not want to miss. So hop on solar wings and follow us into futures that, for all their witches and dragons, are far more possible than they might seem. This is my book for the Sun, and 1 other planet that you'll see in the future here. Next one is Mercury, the smallest planet. read a book under 250 pages. For that one, I'm going with a classic, and that is H.G. Wells's War of the Worlds. I really like this version that I picked up because it actually has some nice illustrations in it as well. So this is 148 pages with these illustrations, so I am definitely looking forward to reading that. So that is H.G. Wells' The War of the Worlds. Next planet is Venus, Favors the Brave. Read a book with a bold female character. This is probably the only YA book I think I have on this list, because obviously YA books usually feature strong women characters, and this is a book I did want to read that I just picked up recently, and that is Hull Metal Girls. As you can tell, these are basically mech girls fighting in a combat type of situation. I am definitely looking forward to it. Sounds like an interesting book. That is the selection for that planet. Next planet, Mars. Martian Invasion. Read a book featuring aliens. Well, it says it right there in the description, Martian Invasion. So obviously, H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds is doing double duty for this book. So that is my Martian Invasion story. Next prompt. Asteroid Belt. An iconic flight obstacle. So this is one of the obstacles. Read a space opera adventure. Now, some of these books actually are space operas that I could have picked, but I decided to put this book in here because it actually fits another challenge as well, and it is an interesting book that I did want to read, and that is Space Opera, which the tagline here is Life is Beautiful and Life is Stupid. So I am looking forward to this. This is supposed to be kind of a space Eurovision type of book. So, you know, kind of like a American Idol type of thing for America. I am looking forward to reading it. I've heard a lot of good things about this. I've heard this is a really funny book. So that is Space Opera. Next one, Jupiter, Gas Giant. Read a book featuring giants. Again, this is another series I did want to get into that I've heard a lot of people talk about that I never got into, which is Sleeping Giants. This is the first book in the Themis files. So I am looking forward to reading this. I've heard a lot of good things about it from BookTube, so that is the featuring giants book. Next one is Saturn, Space, Put a Ring on It, or read a book with circles on the cover. So you've already seen a book with circles on the cover, and that book is City of Brass. You see there's a nice circle right there underneath the lettering. So that is my circle book for this challenge. The next planet is Uranus, or Uranus, however you want to say it. Read a book with some comic relief. Obviously, I just mentioned it, so you know which book I'm picking for that one. That is Space Opera again, since that is the humorous book. Next planet is Neptune. Read a sci-fi with fantasy themes. Again, you see me read the synopsis. I think this matches perfectly, which is Wings of Renewal again. This is definitely sci-fi, fantasy fusion. So I am looking forward to adding this book to the planet and me getting as far away from Earth as possible. So that's this challenge. And the last book, obviously, is another book you've seen already, and that is Pluto, Planet or Not. Read a vintage sci-fi book, 25 years or older, and obviously that is H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds. So those are my 7 books in 14 days. I believe I should be able to read them. Obviously, some of them are pretty small. There's only one that is a larger book, so I don't think I'll have a problem. And it was fun to try to match all of the challenges, and I am looking forward to doing this readathon. And thanks to Brushing Bookends and all of the other co-hosts for doing this readathon. It sounds like it's going to be a fun time. It's actually my first readathon on the channel, so I'm looking forward to it. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you soon.